Karnataka is a state that's crucial for both the BJP and the Congress. The Congress campaign is largely dependent on two people, Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar. Today, I will be in conversation with DK Shivkumar. But before we go to that interview, if you have liked our coverage, if you've appreciated it, then click that pause button, become a subscriber right now. You can also contribute to the joint election fund of the News Minute and News Laundry and keep watching. The first phase is over. How do you evaluate the Congress's performance?
See, I'm very happy. I've seen a lot of parliament elections. The enthusiasm, what I could see with the people of Karnataka, the confidence they showed with this big drought. When the BJP government, the central not helping the state, BJP government having such a strong government, then they decided to just throw out this government, and they have supported us. They have received us well on the guarantees whatever we have given. I think I am very confident. The first phase, what has happened in the southern part of the country is very different. I think including Tamil Nadu, Kerala, in Karnataka also the first phase has gone up very well. We are very happy with whatever the performance our people have done.
But from where does your confidence stem? Because you also had the four constituents of Bangalore, for example, in the first phase. And except for Bengaluru rural, the other three constituencies have not traditionally been with the Congress. So why do you think you are confident this time?
So you just ask a common man who is walking on the street, you ask a auto driver, you ask a small worker. Even the rich man is also having a one vote, and I am also having one vote, and you are also having one vote, and your cameraman is also having only one vote. That vote makes a difference because that has changed the life of the common man. So our guarantee has helped them. Whatever promises we have delivered, they feel that they should make a change. And even the entire urban section, though the voting may have come down, but still all the section of the families have been helped. They will stand by the Congress party.
But in case they do not, do we then have to concede? Do you have to then concede that Narendra Modi has a certain pull in urban areas which the Congress is not able to break into?
See, I don't think so. If Narendra Modi had a big way over himself, I could not see anything in Karnataka. Why he would have changed the candidates? We see in a year only they changed the Bangalore city, they changed Sadan Gowda. In Mangalore they changed that Katil. They changed Katil. In all Mysore, they changed that Pratap Simha. They have changed the sitting ministers, union ministers, former union ministers. They feel there was something wrong with the party, so they are trying for a new faces.
Speaking about Narendra Modi, there are two things which the Prime Minister is speaking about consistently. One is that he is saying the Congress will redistribute wealth and give it to Muslims. And he has said this in many different ways. Recently, he said, even if you have grain dabba in your house, Rahul Gandhi will do an X-ray of that grain dabba and redistribute it.
It is he's so afraid of the Congress party. I think the Honorable Prime Minister should not go to that level. He should not speak on Hindus or Muslims or anything. This is a community with you have our constitution. He has taken a oath on the constitution. He has to protect every section of the society. That is his primary job, whether he asks vote or not. But it is his duty to see that the entire Indians who will be protected and they should not hurt their feelings. That is important.
And the second thing that the BJP and the Prime Minister has been speaking about is the reservation for Muslims in Karnataka. Now, they have been saying that Muslims have been given reservation as a religion, while that reservation has been there for the communities for many years now. How are you countering this?
See, whatever we had from the last after Avnur Chinnapareddy Commission, the reservations are there. We don't want to touch those. We don't want even Delhi also, when Manmohan Singh was there, we gave reservation for this Jain community. And you all have seen, minority is also a part of the society. I think they are just trying to, since they doesn't vote them, they're just trying to take out the reservation. But it is our bound duty to see that we protect every section as per their population. That is why we want that caste census to be done. They should get a free hand and they should be protected with their rights.
But so how are you countering this on the ground? Because people are talking about wealth distribution. They are confused about reservation now.
No, it is a mispropaganda of the BJP and the Honorable Prime Minister.
So because you mentioned the caste census, the last time I interviewed you was before the assembly election. That time you told me that the caste census will be released. It's 1 year now, but no release.
See, the officer connected or the chairman had not signed that. Now the new chairman was being appointed by the BJP. Same, we continued him. He had re-looked on it, and I think he has submitted the report. A document without a signature at the time of earlier government was not genuine. So we had to give an opportunity to them. They have given. So the Congress Party manifesto also tells that, the guarantee also tells that we should uphold the rights of every section of the society.
But you personally had a problem with the caste census, or did the Vokkaliga community have a problem with the census?
No, not that. We wanted to see that everyone should be given an opportunity to declare their community, because their rights, it is everyone's right. Some of them was complaining to us that they are not heard. So I have appealed to the Chief Minister. My community also appealed to the Chief Minister. Lingayat community also appealed to the Chief Minister. Let us relook it and give as an opportunity. But still the cabinet has not taken call, because the end of the election, we didn't want to take such hasty decisions.
So you're saying the Vokkaliga and the Lingayat communities do not feel threatened at all by a caste census?
No, we will see that it will be set right. Equal justice will be given to every section of the society.
I want to just shift attention to the JDS. You have been talking a lot about the JDS and they back at you. But the JDS and BJP seem to be working on the ground quite okay. So how will that impact the Congress?
No, definitely it is all anti-Congress votes. They are trying to unite themselves. But ultimately the people of Karnataka knows that they have not contributed well to the state when they had opportunity to serve better. They could not serve better. That is why they have been thrown out of power. And now two enemies have become friends. But still, we believe with the people of Karnataka, and whatever Congress party has promised, we have delivered. What BJP had promised, they could not deliver. JDS was out of the ring. And now whatever may be, I think they better they remove the secular name in their party itself.
How do you see Devagowda's transformation now at this age?
No, I don't want to speak much of him.
And the Prajwal Revanna case. Now, finally, the Chief Minister has said that there will be an SIT formed. Why wasn't something done a little bit before itself? Because the tapes have been doing around for quite some time.
So, until someone comes out, it is their personal life. But the woman have gone and complained to the Chief Minister and the employee of the family. He is the Prime Minister's son, grandson, and he is the ex-minister's son. Sitting MLA's son, both father and son have tried to misbehave with the woman. They have filed a complaint before the Chief Minister, the DG and the Women Commission. Now the CM had no option. We had to take up a case, start an investigation. It is our duty, because a lot of hundreds of women have been involved. We have to protect the lives, and their image of the woman is also. But at the same time, this type of culprits, the image of the parliamentarians have come very down. So we have to look at it. So CM and the Home Minister is looking at it.
So I was watching one of your interviews in which you were talking about your time in jail and how that was very difficult. But I was wondering that a lot of Congress leaders are indeed going to the BJP. Now I'm from the opposition. Is it because most of those leaders cannot somehow take this kind of harassment?
No, it is one can't sustain such thing. It is very difficult. People like me also. It is very, very, very worse situation. The torture what we are facing, only we know. And more than about 400, 500 friends of mine have been suffering a lot. And their businesses, their lives, their political lives, their family lives, everything has been disturbed. And all these agencies are threatening them.
But a lot of leaders like you have then preferred to just change parties. Why was that not an option for you?
Know what to do. Our conscience should permit us what we do. Ultimately, some of them are afraid. Let us see, we have faced the heat, and what more heat can be done. The same thing can be continued. Let them do whatever. We believe in the law of this country.
Do you believe one weakness for the Congress still remains to be Rahul Gandhi? Because a lot of people would say, I don't prefer Narendra Modi anymore, but who do I vote for? Rahul Gandhi is not an option for me.
So they should vote for the Congress party. They should vote for the India Alliance. To save India, the only alternative is the Congress party. Congress party can keep the country united, and Gandhi family also has kept this party united. And why is the BJP so much afraid of our Rahul Gandhi? Because he's a fighter. He does. If he is weak, why the Prime Minister is accusing him?
In the Karnataka, were you a bit diffident because you also changed a lot of candidates? Around 12 people, I think, are daughters and sons of various politicians.
No, of course, they are political leaders themselves. They have a heritage, and we want accountability. So we have fixed accountability to various leaders. They are from the organization. They are not a small family members. They are just the organization.
But the dynasty stamp will then firmly be on the Congress.
In India, that issue has gone up.
My final two questions to you, sir. You yourself were in controversy for the comments on water in Bangalore, that whole video of yours which came out. What do you have to say about that?
No, I have been telling that I'm there. I'll help you. How do you help us? That's all very simple. It is my duty to help them, and it is my duty to request them also. What's nothing wrong in it?
But do you believe that the whole water crisis will do damage here for the Congress?
Nothing. We have sorted out the problem. I see you are in Bangalore. I think you had your bath, no, today morning. Was there any problem?
But there's research now that you don't have to take bath every day. That's overrated.
No. I think myself also.
But sir, we can't trivialize it. There was a water crisis.
Nothing. There was, but we have managed and we have given them water. We have asked them not to use this drinking water, Kaveri water, for cleaning your vehicle. Cleaning or putting to a garden and all. Don't use that water. Use a different type of water which has been recycled. The other water, because every drop of water is important, that is, we have cautioned everyone. And 6,900 boreholes have been tried. We have made alternative. We have taken over the tanks. The BWS has been distributing all to the apartment owners. Still, I am so happy. Even the Prime Minister is remembering that it has become a tanker city. Instead of he helping us on financial crisis, on this summer situation and the drought time, he is commenting on us. But he has not commented that we are not sorted out the problem. I am so happy he is remembering Karnataka.
My final question to you, the union government has finally released some money for drought relief. How do you see this playing out in the election? Is the money enough? What is Karnataka's demand?
No, it is not. On the court intervention, they were not respecting the federal structure. On the court intervention, they have released some amount. But now it is too late. But anyway, we will find out. Still, there is our demand. We will place it before the central government. We will place it before the court. Then we will come back to you.
Okay. Thank you very much. That is DK Shivakumar exuding confidence as usual, saying that they will win a lot of seats in Karnataka much better than last time. Thank you very much.
This election season, your right to choose puts you at the heart of it again.
We'd like to be your eyes and ears.
Choose the journalism and media that serves democracy and you.
Simply log on to newslaundry.com/2024 election fund and choose an amount of your choice for the reports of your choice.